Both a hot mess today. We're just a hot mess. Welcome to Coast, from the East Coast to the West Coast and every team in between. We're continuing on breaking down our top 50 free agents this offseason. Today we're doing number 20 through number 11. Let's dig into it, Cam.
Let's jump in.
All right.
That's crazy. All right. So number 20 on our list, we have Munetaka Murakami. A lot of lists are going to look different with these Japanese players coming over to the MLB. A lot of people have him as high as 5 in this free agency class. So we have him a little bit lower just because there's no guarantee. Recency bias aside, I mean, we've had so many great players come over from Japan lately, but we just erred on a little bit of the side of caution, putting some of the established MLB players above these guys. But there's a lot to like in Murakami. He's going to be only 26 years old going into the 2026 season. And there's history behind him. He is the all-time single-season leader in home runs in Japan. He hit 56 in 2022. But there's some underlying issues that I think a lot of MLB teams are going to be cautious when looking to sign him. He had a 28.6% strikeout rate in Japan. When you look at other players such as Seiya Suzuki and Yoshida, those numbers rose when they came over to the MLB. Better pitching, better velocity, better stuff. So it's not going to be a surprise if we see those numbers increase for Murakami, which puts him in that Joey Gallo concern. You're looking at a guy who has a lot of power, hits a lot of home runs, but strikes out way too much to be actually useful. So there is concern there. The concern would be his numbers against fastballs above 93 miles per hour. He batted .095 against high velocity. And there's also concerns regarding how he is against secondary pitching. So there's a lot of concerns there when it comes to Murakami, but the pop is there. The power is there, the potential is there, and the age is there. So teams are going to take a swing. With all that being said, Chris, where do you think Murakami lands this offseason?
I don't like those stats. That puts him striking out a third of the time.
Yeah.
And in the MLB. And I know I don't want him going to my team. I think the smart teams are going to dig up those statistics and err on the side of caution. So this screams an Angel signing for me. 7 years, 150, another bad contract for the Angels.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's probably more realistic that he's going to a mid to higher tier team, but I don't know. Those are definitely glaring areas of concern. So I just I had to laugh to myself and think this just screams an Angel signing.
It's funny. I wanted to put the Pirates.
Yeah, I thought about the Pirates too.
I wanted to put the Pirates so bad. If you didn't see, Jeff Passan just put out an article talking about the Pirates and how they're going to be buyers this offseason. And a lot of executives think that the Pirates are going to make more noise than what people would tend to expect from the Pirates. So this looked like a Pirate move. But the Angels, I could see as well. I had the Red Sox, ultimately, a 5-year, $120 million deal. I think they give up on Bregman a little early and jump to this signing instead. There's just a lot of things. I mean, what I mentioned before, he's, from what I've heard, not a great defender either. He's okay. And there's more concern than good in my eyes. Mm-hmm. But, man, if he can come out and put up a 50 home run season, I don't think people are going to care that you're striking out 30% of the time.
Yeah.
So hopefully for him, we just don't see that high rise in strikeout rate. But if we do, it might look like a bad contract to whoever signs him. Yeah. So, moving on. Number 19,
Speaking of the Pirates.
Number 19, we kind of joined the Japanese players. We have Kazuma Okamoto. He is, again, another first and third baseman coming over from Japan. He's older, though. A lot of places have him as a lower tier this year, a free agent, because of his age. He's going to be, he's 29 now. He's going to be 30 once he's played in the MLB. This is kind of the opposite of Murakami. There's concerns that the power won't exactly translate over to the MLB, and he's looking like a guy who's probably already reached his ceiling. It's just about the adjustment to the MLB. Mm-hmm. Last season, he slashed a 277, 361, 521 with an OPS of 882 in Japan. Where do you see Okamoto landing in the MLB?
I got him going to the Pirates. Kind of what you were just saying. The Pirates, if they're going to be buyers, they got to go after someone. And I don't see them being very competitive for, any high-end free agents.
Yeah.
And Pirates have had some success signing some international players in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised if they snag him. I got him going to the Pirates for 5 years, $75 million.
Okay.
I mean, that's $15 million a year. There's a lot of question marks. So 5 years is a bit risky. I don't know if the Pirates would actually be willing to give him that. But they got to do something. And if they're not competitive amongst other free agents, I would not be surprised if they go after one of these international free agents, all of which are from Japan this year, and try to snag one of them up and hope that it works out for them.
Yeah, I have the exact same. Pirates.
Yeah? Oh, nice.
Pirates.
All right.
I had him 4 years, $64 million.
Yeah.
The 4 years kind of puts him in a range where maybe you can get a second contract in the MLB. Mm-hmm. So I like the 4 years option better for him personally.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's more of a contact guy, and he's going to cost less than what Murakami is going to cost. So yeah, like we were saying, Pirates are wanting to make a big move. This seems more in their price range for making a big move, but still can look at this offseason and point to it when fans bring it up of saying, hey, yeah, we're trying. Yeah. We're doing things. Look. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of a Brian Reynolds type of player, where it's just kind of like, yeah, he's good at a lot of things, but there's nothing exceptional. Mm-hmm. He's got some pop, but he'll put the bat to ball when needed. Everything that I've heard about him kind of makes me think he lines with the Pirates pretty well. Yeah. So I don't know. I like his chances a lot more than Murakami's for being a good MLB player. So we'll have to wait and see. But if the Pirates do end up signing him, I like this signing for the Pirates. I really do.
Yeah, not bad. All right, moving on to number 18. One of the funnest, wildest free agents with the largest disparity in predictions. Yours, Luis Arraez. Or should I say mine? Big Luis Arraez fan here, not so much with Cam. He is so damn good at one thing and one thing only. And it's fun to watch, and he's pretty bad at everything else. Luis Arraez, 3-time batting title in both leagues. The guy hits over 300 pretty much every season. Poor defender, poor base stealer, and doesn't have power, right? So really interesting. He has been high on some lists, very low on others. We have contracts in the range of 2-year contracts all the way up to like 8-year contracts.
Yeah.
So this was one of the funnest ones to think about and discuss. I found a fun landing place for Luis Arraez.
Okay.
Keep in mind, he's only 28. A lot of people kind of think of him as, older just because he hasn't aged out of being a defender or base stealer. He just never has been for some reason. I think a few years ago, people thought that he was at least average at fielding and base running. He's not. I have Luis Arraez signing a 4-year, $60 million deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, playing first base. They have some protection in that lineup and some power. They've been one of the best offenses in baseball for the past 2 years. And I think that Arraez could play first. He could DH for the D-backs. And I just think he'd kind of fit in well with the D-backs. I don't know if the D-backs are going to go after any big free agents. And so I just like the fit for Arraez in Arizona. I also don't think any big teams are going to go after, any big market teams are going to go after Arraez. They're kind of want to be hands-off with a player like that. But slotting into that lineup, maybe between Ketel Marte or between Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte. I mean,
yeah,
Corbin 1, Arraez 2, Marte 3.
Yeah.
Perdomo's in there. Perdomo is probably, it's interesting. It kind of fits the D-backs mold to me. I was playing around with a lot of ideas, and when I thought of D-backs, I was just like, that's a good fit.
Are they done with Pavin Smith?
I think so. I think Pavin Smith days are over. Yeah, I think they're moving on, and I think they're going to go after some sort of first baseman, maybe, if not Arraez, maybe like a Ryan O'Hearn or just kind of a mid-tier first baseman.
It's kind of their MO. They had Christian Walker, and then they traded Christian Walker for Josh Naylor, and now you're saying they're trading them for Luis Arraez. Kind of, yeah. Fits their mold of higher end middle free agents.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe.
Who do you have?
I have Arraez going to a team that needs a first baseman, I think, a lot more, and that's the Cincinnati Reds. I think the Reds are desperate for some more offense on their team, and first base has kind of been a disaster for them. So Arraez fits what they're needing. I have a 6-year, $96 million offer in contracts for Arraez. I do think this is kind of maybe the one of the last contracts he gets. Like you said, I'm not a huge Arraez fan. I think he is what he does well. He's a good contact hitter. He just provides no other benefit on the baseball field.
That's true.
And so, yeah, he's your good second guy in the lineup. But, yeah, I just don't see a lot of teams going after Arraez. So, I don't know. Maybe Cincinnati, but he's the biggest question mark, I think, in all in free agency. It could go so many ways. He could get just a 1-year deal. He could get a long-term deal. He could sign with a team that is interesting. He could sign with a team like the Rockies. I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up in Colorado. Yeah. So he could end up in so many places. Arraez is going to be a fun one to see where he lands.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yep.
All right, moving along to number 17, beloved Gino Suarez. Eugenio Suarez had one of the best years of his career, if not the best year of his career last year. Cam, where do you have Suarez going? This is also a fun one.
This is another fun one that you just don't know how it's going to end up.
Yeah.
So he's 34, or he's going to be 34 for 2026. So that limits or his contract length, I should say. But I have him signing with the Oakland A's. 2-year, $44 million, maybe a player option for that second year. Just giving Suarez that flexibility. He goes to a very hitter-friendly ballpark. This could be a good contract for Suarez to end up getting dealt at the deadline, but he's still joining a fun team. So I think it could go both ways, where if the A's take that next step forward and are a good team next year, then he could be that veteran leader of that team, smacking home runs. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't go as well as I think the A's hope next year goes, then you have a trade piece and the A's can continue to build up this young team. So I don't know. I like the fit of Suarez in Las Vegas or Sacramento or wherever they're at.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The A's were my second choice for Suarez. I think that would be really fun for Suarez bashing with Kurtz and Butler over there in Oakland. That's going to be a fun team. Bangaliers, Jack Wilson. I mean,
yeah.
Jack Wilson. That's his dad. Jacob Wilson.
Jacob.
Flashback to 2008. But no, the A's are a really fun team. That was kind of my second choice. But I like him going to a contender, to Boston. I think Bregman's going to walk, of course. Or not walk, but he's going to sign elsewhere. I don't think Boston's going to stick with Bregman. Yep. And I like Gino just murdering home runs over the monster in Boston at Fenway. 3 years, $69 million. I think he gets kind of that last contract of his career. He proved himself last year. I just find it a bit offensive for him to get another 1-year contract or another 2-year contract with an option. Then he gets traded or, plays out the year and then is back to free agency. I think for Gino, it'd be nice for him to get a 3 or 4-year contract. Who knows if that happens, but I think Boston's a really good fit for him. 3 years, $69 million.
I could be wrong, but didn't Nelson Cruz do that at the end of his career? He just kept getting 1-year deals, just 1-year deal after 1-year deal after 1-year deal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of how I see Suarez, as he ages, just every year is just hey, can you still hit home runs?
Yeah.
They go out there and still hit home runs. They're all right, we'll give you another year.
When you hit 240 and you're past 35, yeah, that kind of becomes 230, then 220, then 210, and so the risk every year increases. So you end up getting those 1-year deals.
All right, well, that's Suarez. Number 16 and number 15 on our list shocked us because they took the qualifying offer. So they took content away from us. They took away us being able to talk about them. Shota Imanaga, we had at 16. Mm-hmm. He took the qualifying offer to go back to the Chicago Cubs. Then at number 15, we have Brandon Woodruff. We thought a guy that we know was injured, but was still going to get a lot of long-term contract deals or offers. But he ends up taking the qualifying offer as well. He heads back to Milwaukee for the Brewers. I know he kind of makes things confusing in Milwaukee now. We might see Freddie Peralta traded now that Woodruff is back with Milwaukee. Anything that you want to add with these two guys accepting the qualifying offer?
No, I was just surprised. I thought they would both get some decent offers for multi-year deals. And I was shocked. I really thought that Glaber and Grisham were the only two that would be considering the qualifying offer.
Yeah.
And so these two were, they were surprising, but they must like the teams they're playing for and have a lot of confidence in their ability to perform this year and put up a really solid year to get a big contract next year. So good for them and their confidence.
I thought both these guys were going to be getting better contract offers than our number 14 guy and Zach Gallen. I thought both of them had the opportunity to be better or get a better contract with Gallen coming off of a poor year. But Gallen's the one who declines, they accept. So talking of Gallen, let's jump into our number 14 player here. We have Zach Gallen, and where do you see Zach Gallen landing?
Another nice, boring, white boy, mediocre, 4 years, 80 mil, New York Giants, 30 years old.
New York Giants. We're moving back to New York.
New York, we're going to New York. New York baseball Giants. No, I have Zach Gallen going to the San Francisco Giants. Not the Tokyo Giants, not the New York Giants, the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Giants need pitching, and Zach Gallen just kind of screams this mold. I think because he had a poor year last year, that obviously has hurt his, annual value. But I still think he's proven enough in his career to get $20 million a year and that longer-term deal. So that's why I have 4 years, $80 million. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a lower annual value or a higher because, Gallen's had some really good years. He had a bad one last year, so, I'll be interested to see what his contract looks like, but I do think he's going to go to, a Giants-type team, one of those mid-tier teams that needs pitching. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes to, the Orioles or the Blue Jays. I know the Blue Jays aren't a mid-tier team anymore, but just one of those teams that needs pitching.
Yeah.
But not one of the crazy big market teams.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I'm not a big Zach Gallen fan. I think he could be a good pitcher in the league. I just don't think he's an elite pitcher in the league. So, yeah, I don't like the Giants. I don't like
because you like the Giants and you don't want them to go there.
I don't like how you keep saying the Giants. For all these players, I don't want to be on the Giants. So, yeah, I have him going to take a trip across the bay, then take a flight to Sacramento. I have him going to the Athletics. Back-to-back Athletics. Whoa, call me crazy. Zach Gallen just looks like he fits the A's. I don't know how else to say it. I could easily see the A's sinking money into this free agency and getting a guy like Zach Gallen, and he is a consistent 4 ERA pitcher for them. Maybe this is just me not liking Zach Gallen too much.
Do you think the A's are in this year, or soft in as the A's can be?
I think the A's are in a spot that we haven't really seen their franchise be in for a long time, and that's that they want to get fan engagement. Yeah. Sounds really weird, but they want to get excitement for their team leading up to their move to Las Vegas. So spending this free agency makes sense for them to get some buzz. They already have some. They have really good young talent on their team. Now if the team shows, hey, we're trying, all of a sudden we're out of Oakland and now we want to try, I think their hope is to probably get people on board with the team before they move to Las Vegas. So I do think they're going to try this offseason to sign some guys. I just think the A's will go for the cheaper options instead of going out and actually spending, and I think those cheaper options may not get what they're looking for. So,
well, you've heard it. Zach Gallen to the A's. If you want to get some attention before you move to Las Vegas,
it's Zach Gallen.
Sign Zach Gallen.
It's Zach Gallen.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. They got Severino last year. They were kind of bullied into signing Severino to it. Yeah. So I actually could see that happening.
I just hate I hate their starting rotation. Though Severino and Gallen that you've sank your money into for long term. That's the A's starting rotation, but also Oh my gosh, it fits the A's. It fits them.
Yep.
So I had the Zach Gallen A's. I don't know if I mentioned the contract, 4 years, $88 million, like $22 million a year or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, sounds about right.
I have him signed for his qualifying offer just over a longer period of time.
Yeah, sounds about right. Moving into number 13, Josh Naylor. He already signed 5 years, $92.5 million, going back to Seattle.
Yep.
I don't think anyone disagrees with this signing.
Nope.
Seattle needed to lock up a first baseman and just an energy guy. Like, he was just such a great fit. Not that Julio and Cal aren't, but he was just such a great fit the second half of last year, and everyone in Seattle loves Naylor. Seems like he loves Seattle, so good fit, good signing. Any other comments?
It's kind of what I expected the Mariners to do this offseason, and that was bring everybody back because they were so close. I made that prediction with Polanco earlier, I think our first episode, saying that Polanco was going to sign back with the Mariners, that they were so close, they'd sign all these guys back. Josh Naylor just did what I expected the Mariners to do, and that's heavily go after these guys. So, Naylor back to the Mariners. I love it for both sides. Naylor gets a good contract here. 5 years, 92.5. Not bad.
Solid.
Not bad.
Solid.
So, moving on to number 12. Finally, some guys who haven't signed and ruin our third episode. How dare they? We have Michael King. He's kind of an interesting one. What do you think? What are your thoughts about Michael King and where he's landed?
I like Michael King a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. I liked him as part of that Soto trade coming over to San Diego. He really pitched well in San Diego. Coming back from injury last year, he really got roughed up, and he clearly wasn't himself. I think teams are going to see his value. He's still young. He's only 30 years old. And I think, again, just like Gallen, he's going to go to one of these mid-tier teams that's trying to get over the hump and become a legitimate contender. Who needs pitching more than anybody that cannot let this window escape? The Baltimore Orioles. They need to sign somebody like this, and I think they need to sign two people like this.
Okay.
So I have Michael King going to the Orioles on the same contract as Gallen, 4 years, $80 million. They're right there in the same tier. So I just like the fit, and gosh, I don't like or dislike the Orioles, but when you have a farm system this strong in their prime, you need to make moves while this window is still open. And I hope the Orioles do this year. Forget last year. Go after a few of these Michael King, Zach Gallen type guys. Try to put together a team that can really contend in the AL East.
Yeah, I like it. You had Lucas Giolito also going to the Orioles. And if the Orioles can pull out an offseason like that where they pick up Giolito and they pick up Michael King, man, that's good.
Yeah,
I really like that for the Baltimore Orioles,
especially with Grayson Rodriguez
gone. Yeah. I like that. And Zach Eflin maybe being gone too from the rotation. So
gotta do something.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you that I think they're going to go after free agency pitching. I didn't. Maybe I changed things moving forward next episode. I don't know. But I have Michael King going to the San Francisco Giants. So, that's like you said, is that with Zach Gallen, right? Yeah. But I like Michael King better. So, as a fan, I see Michael King signing with us and Zach Gallen not. So, Michael King to the Giants, 4 years, $92 million, 23 about each year. Like you said, I just think teams are going to look at Michael King and are going to ignore how he came back from injury because I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of upside with Michael King. So I think he's going to get a lot of interest. I just hope the Giants are at the end of that.
I would want Michael King over Gallen too.
Yeah.
If the Mets needed that kind of pitcher.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, technical difficulties there, but wrapping up our list, we have number 11, Ranger Suarez. What's your thoughts on Ranger and where do you have him going?
Yeah, he kind of falls into this same tier of the Michael Kings, the Zach Gallens. I think we have him a little bit higher because career ERA 3.38. He's a lefty. He's performed at a very high level in the postseason. So I do think he gets a little bit more than those guys. I have him 4 years at $100 million. So I do think he gets a little bit bigger of a bag.
Okay.
I think he goes to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays could wait another year to sign a guy like this.
Okay.
But coming off the World Series, I think they're going to go after someone like Ranger Suarez. Kevin Gausman comes off of his big contract next year. And, I mean, why not have Gausman, Bieber, and Ranger? 1, 2, 3. And, a guy named Travis Savage who just pitched like a friggin' 15-year veteran in the World Series in the playoffs. So I think the Blue Jays should lock up a guy like this for a few years. Solid fit. If it's not Ranger, I think it's going to be another one of these mid-tier guys. You know, we were just saying we can kind of swap any of these, but I think we're kind of on the same page with the types of teams and the types of contract these guys are going to get. So.
Yeah, no, you're right. I would expect the Blue Jays to go after pitching. They said they were going to go after pitching. I had them maybe addressing their bullpen a little bit more on my end of things, but Ranger to the Blue Jays, I can't hate it. And that's the thing. You can't hate anywhere Ranger goes because when he's pitching, he is fantastic. He's lights out. He's a great pitcher. The problem is you got to get him pitching. Yeah. And he's never eclipsed over 160 innings during a season. It's hard. It's hard. Teams are looking at signing these players to be inning eaters. So, yeah, but I still think Ranger gets a good deal. I have him higher. I have him a 5-year, $135 million deal. Wow. I think he signs pretty big. I think he's proven enough where teams are going to be willing to give him a good contract. So I have him signing with Boston Red Sox. I think they're a team that's going to be looking for more pitching to shore up their rotation. I like Ranger going to the Red Sox.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Crochet Ranger, 1, 2. Yeah. Boston needs pitching too.
Boston needs to address quite a few things this offseason, but they're good. They're a good team that has a good base. They do just need to fill some holes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I like it. Well, next episode's going to be our top 10. Get ready. None of them have been signed yet, so hopefully none of them get signed in the next week.
Wait for us.
We want to throw our predictions out there. Wait for us, top 10.
Wait for us.
Join us next time, guys. Thanks for watching.